Prince Harry has stepped back onto British soil, and the world is paying attention. His return to the United Kingdom in September 2025 has been described as both long-awaited and deeply symbolic, falling on a date that carries enormous personal and national meaning, the third anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's passing. This trip is far more than a brief appearance. It is loaded with family tensions, heartfelt tributes, charitable commitments, and the constant question of whether this could be the first sign of reconciliation within the royal family. Upon arrival, Prince Harry made a private, solemn journey to Windsor Castle. His destination was the King George VI Memorial Chapel, where his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, lies at rest. In silence, without cameras or ceremony, Harry laid a wreath and flowers in tribute. The act itself, simple but powerful, spoke volumes about his enduring love and respect for the woman who not only shaped an era as Britain's longest-reigning monarch, but also played a stabilizing role in Harry's often turbulent life. This was not just a royal paying tribute to a queen. This was a grandson remembering a grandmother. The symbolism of this visit was profound. Windsor Castle holds immense personal significance for Harry. It was the site of his own wedding to Meghan Markle in 2018, a day once hailed as a symbol of a modern, more inclusive monarchy. Yet, standing in the same grounds years later, Harry returned alone, his wife and children remaining in California. That absence was immediately noticed by the public and the press, fueling speculation about Meghan's role in the royal family's ongoing divisions. For Harry, however, the moment at Windsor was personal, emotional, and steeped in memory. From grief and reflection, Harry shifted into a more public role as he attended the annual WellChild Awards in London. This event has been a cornerstone of Harry's royal and post-royal life, one he has supported for nearly 20 years. This year marked the 20th anniversary of the awards, and Harry's speech was filled with both admiration and emotion. He praised the children who face unimaginable health challenges and honored the families and caregivers who support them with endless devotion. But Harry did more than deliver a speech. He connected. He laughed with the children, joked about his bald spot and ginger beard, and even joined in playful games, including a balloon sword fight with a young girl named Gwen, who suffers from spina bifida. This lighter side of Harry reminded many of his days as a working royal, when he was often described as the fun prince, able to break down barriers with humor and warmth. At the WellChild Awards, that old Harry shone through again. Still, beneath the laughter, there were subtle hints of tension. In a light-hearted conversation with one of the young winners, Harry remarked that sibling relationships can be challenging. On the surface, it was just a quip. But for anyone aware of his fractured bond with Prince William, the remark carried a double meaning. It was a reminder that the wounds between the two brothers remain far from healed. Harry also made a more serious remark that resonated widely. Reflecting on his journey, he admitted that the world has thrown a few challenges his way. For those listening, this was more than a vague comment. It was a reference to the public scrutiny he has faced since leaving royal life, the battles with the British press, his legal fight over security arrangements in the UK, and the strain of trying to balance his California independence with his royal heritage. These events naturally fueled the central question of this visit. Would Harry reunite with his father, King Charles III, or with his brother, Prince William? King Charles is still undergoing treatment for cancer, and his health has been at the forefront of public concern. Rumors circulated that aides from both sides had coordinated schedules, raising hopes of a private father-son meeting. However, no official confirmation has emerged, leaving the possibility hanging in uncertainty. For many, even the faint chance of such a meeting represents a glimmer of reconciliation in a family long divided. The situation with Prince William, however, appears even more strained. Despite living only 8 miles apart during Harry's visit, Harry at Windsor, William attending an event in Sunningdale, the brothers reportedly made no effort to see one another. William's stance is said to be one of mistrust, shaped by years of public disclosures Harry and Meghan have made about the family. For the public, the image of two brothers so close in distance yet so far apart emotionally was a striking and heartbreaking contrast.
Harry's visit has not been confined to London and Windsor.
He also added a surprise trip to Nottingham, where he met with youth organizations and charities, including Children in Need and community initiatives supporting young people. His involvement here was not just ceremonial. He made donations, met with participants, and used his profile to highlight their work. These visits underscore Harry's ongoing dedication to charity, even though he no longer represents the royal family in an official capacity. But this trip is not without complications. Earlier this year, Harry lost a legal battle over his right to receive publicly funded security while in the UK. As a result, he must now arrange his own private security, a fact that has hung over every one of his visits since leaving as a working royal. The issue is not only about cost but about safety, especially considering the intense media scrutiny that follows him everywhere he goes. The narrative surrounding Harry's return is therefore multi-layered. On one hand, it is a deeply personal visit, a chance to honor his grandmother and reconnect with charities close to his heart. On another, it is a story of tension and division, with the public fixated on whether he will reconcile with his father or brother. And on yet another level, it is about Harry himself, his evolution from a young royal overshadowed by his role in the spare position to an independent figure trying to define his own path. Public reaction has been mixed but intense. Admirers praise his dedication to charity and his willingness to honor his grandmother with dignity. Critics argue that his strained family ties and ongoing legal battles cast a shadow over his role. Social media has been flooded with both support and skepticism, proving that Harry remains one of the most polarizing figures in the modern royal story. Yet, through it all, one thing is clear: Prince Harry's return to the UK is not just about the past. It is also about the future. Will this visit serve as a stepping stone toward reconciliation, or will it further highlight the deep divisions within the House of Windsor? Will Harry find a way to balance his California independence with his British roots, or will he remain a royal outsider, connected to the institution only through memory and duty? For now, those questions remain unanswered. What is certain is that this visit, emotional, symbolic, and fraught with significance, marks another chapter in Harry's ongoing journey. A journey watched not only by Britain but by the world. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.